Hello, sportsmen. Spring is here and some very comfortable fishing is right around the corner. Speaking of comfortable fishing, I kicked back and battled a lake trout off Stannard Rock last summer. That fish gave me a battle longer than any fish I've ever caught. It was incredible. I've been asked about that battle. People said they wanted to see it. Well, it's a long one, but if you want to join me, stick around. I'll show you a long battle with a lake trout on this edition of The Practical Sportsman. Stannard Rock is marked by a lighthouse 45 miles from Shelter Bay, 42 miles from Marquette in Lake Superior. It's a shallow reef that stretches 5 miles just under the surface of the cold lake waters, and it's a haven for lake trout that feed and spawn around this reef. Captain Dave Kimar from Shelter Bay has been chartering trips to Stannard Rock for 20 years. Our party on this day was Dempsey Stallings, Mark Schultz, and his two sons, Chad and Dominic. We fished with jigs for a while, then we trolled with downriggers. Captain Dave runs cowbell spinner blades behind the downrigger balls, and every now and then a lake trout follows the cowbells when they're cranked up. If that happens, he tosses a big jig to the trout, and sometimes that works. You can see a big laker going for the white jig right here.
Oh, he took it.
We'll back up the tape so you can see what happens. This lake trout followed the cowbells up from the depths, and when it saw the white jig, it swam up and grabbed it. Captain Dave could see when the jig was in its mouth, and that's when he set the hook. Right here, the trout has it. Now, the clear water distorts the size of objects underwater. We didn't know how big it was, but we knew it was a good one.
Oh, he took it.
Got him? Son of a gun! Oh, that's unbelievable. That's unbelievable, isn't it? Holy cow. Captain, you're a master. Well, Captain Dave hooked the fish, and then he handed me the rod. Neither of us had any idea that my encounter would become the legendary Battle of Stannard Rock. Oh, that was awesome. That was awesome.
I gotta get this cowbell out of your way.
That cowbell works well. That's a heck of a way to fish.
We had one, you know where we were this morning? On that 18-foot reef on the other side, west of the lighthouse? We had one here a few years back. We got it was 32 pounds. We hooked him on an 18-foot reef, and we drifted all the way past the lighthouse. We drifted a little over a mile before we got him in.
It was just a coincidence that at the start of this battle, Captain Dave told me about a big one of his customers hooked years ago that dragged the boat for over a mile. He said that the fish took about an hour to land, not having any idea that the lake trout on the end of my line would battle anything like that lake trout of years ago. We didn't know that we should start the clock on this one. Dominic Schultz was casting off the bow of the boat, and he hooked a laker 10 minutes into my battle. I know because I looked at my watch.
Oh, he's coming. He's a fair-sized fish. Lift your rod up. We're gonna have him here. You frisky fish. He started to fight right at the last second, didn't he? Made that run right into the net. Give me a little slack there, partner. Maybe they started a little bit of a feeding frenzy, huh? They really haven't fed, except for the first half hour this morning. They really haven't fed. I'd say the first 45 minutes we had them hits, and since then they've been really exhausted.
Here's what I'll do. I'll go up and I'll gain. Now, see, I lift up the gain on him, and he doesn't like it. Wants to go back down, so I'll gain on him like that, and then I'll try pulling him up. He doesn't want to come up.
I have a habit of doing that.
I'm going to go for some. This is really wild. Look at that, Matt. At the end of the rod, fairly steady right now. Now, I'm going to gain on him. So I crank some in and I lift him back up. And I swear, if I pull him up a little bit, he's going to start shaking his head. Doesn't want to come up.
Typical lake trout, likes the bottom. Hey. That's a pretty good strain on you. The rod doubled right up.
I know it. I'm working this right to the edge.
I can see that.
This is unbelievable. It's been on at least 10 minutes.
Oh, I'd say more than that.
Yeah, it was probably 5 to
15,
12.
20?
Yeah, 15.
It's been a good 15 minutes or more. I think.
Maybe 10 to 12 when I got him on.
At this point, we all checked our watches and discussed exactly when it was that Captain Dave hooked that laker on the surface. This battle had already gone on longer than is normal with the average lake trout, and it didn't show any signs of giving up. Now, I wasn't giving up either, but I didn't see the need to stand if that fish was not going to budge.
That was a relaxing way to fish, Fred.
Yeah.
Well, Dempsey Stallings hooked a lake trout. We were still in shallow water, so everybody could continue fishing, and their fish fought normally.
How big? I'd say it's 5-6 pounds. 5 pounds in that ballpark. Just now, you look like he's just about ready to come in. Slide him this way a little bit. Don't let him go down. He's gonna swim right in the net. See that? Yeah. Voila. Just open your bail and give me a little slot. Okay. Good one. There you go. Now we're getting a few in the box.
Yep.
Wow. Hey, we should have slept in and left late today. See what happens that early run this morning, it wasn't productive for us. So we got fish, but they weren't the right size. So
Talking about a few in a box.
This
What's
is
going on
unbelievable.
here?
I've been over a half hour.
Watch, you're in the line. You're in the line.
Over a half hour with this.
We got your hook's a little bent on this.
And
guy
I
here.
just can't.
Let me straighten this hook out a wee bit.
I just can't put any more drag on it. I mean, this rod is bent just about doubled. Isn't that about doubled?
That looks real close to doubled.
I mean, I don't know what I can do more than that. I'm afraid if I tighten the drag even a little bit, it'll snap the knot. Knot's the weakest part of the whole thing.
Well, you look comfortable anyway.
I'm fishing. I'm doing my job.
Hey, Frank, you see how that was done?
I see how that was done. Okay, and
All
I'm
right.
gaining on him now.
We're out of the water.
It's been almost an hour. I've never had a fish on for an hour before. This is incredible.
Are you tired yet?
Yes, I'm tired. My wrist is. But I've been letting the rod do the work, doubling over. I'm getting him now, though. Coming up. All my hard-earned work.
Try stop.
Oh! Now he's upset. But if I got him up once, I can get him up again. Almost an hour and 20 minutes. I've never had a fish on close to this long, Captain. Never.
He's a good size one, but
But he didn't seem atrocious.
No.
Not this big.
He's
He's the way
just-
he's acting.
he's just an aggressive one, or what?
Boy, if we hadn't have seen this one.
There'd be a lot of speculation, wouldn't there?
Yes, it would be. Be a lot of talk about world record.
He's got the rod bent all the way.
What you got to do is you can use your arms in addition to the rod to pull it out and get some height to it. Lift it up about as high as you can, and then crank down. Of course, this thing's running on me now, but then crank down, but keeping the rod bent the whole time. This fish doesn't want to come up. You can hear him taking line still.
How long you had this fish on, Fred?
Fish has been on for almost an hour and a half.
That's phenomenal.
Do they make artificial wrists? Do you know?
No,
Get a wrist replacement?
I don't know about that. I'm not sure. I got a little Harper going in mine, so I'm good. Tail slapping, he's ready. Slide him this way, and he's in the net.
Tail's open.
Okay, thank you, sir. That's the eating size. Let me dump him out before he gets all fandangled in the net. 1, 2, 3, swing. Almost got it, didn't
You
it?
might want to clear some space out of that box there, put some of those fish for my fish that's coming in. I think we're going to have to lose some of those smaller ones.
just cut that one off. We're not worried about it.
Yeah, that's another thing. We'll cut mine in thirds and we'll stash it around the boat.
Line right now.
No, it's
This, I mean, we saw the fish
Yeah,
when it took the bait. It did look like a big one, but
it wasn't.
I
It
didn't
wasn't
think.
a record or anything.
No, I didn't think it was a world record.
It was a nice fish.
You know, this could be the first time that a shark has come in with a tanker, been released.
And ate your fish.
Yes. Or a sturgeon is sucked onto the side of this one.
80-pound lamprey.
I never caught a sturgeon. I like to do that someday.
How long has it been?
Just a minute past 2 hours. 2 hours and 1 minute. And you know, if I was in the union, I'd demand a coffee break right now. But oh no, public television, outdoor show, no. Keep right on working. No, we might want to send this brain of this to the Smithsonian.
He thinks he's something else, eh?
Yeah. Might want to clone this one.
Came back in here, so they can't be much up there.
Captain, that's just about enough from you.
I wasn't going to do a thing. I was just feeling the tension.
Yeah, I was going to catch on a hangnail, that's what I was going to do, and nick the line.
That was on.
Okay, we got him coming now.
We got him
It's about, well, hour or 2 hours and 15 minutes. Presuming I started at 10 till. What did you figure I
pretty
started?
close, yeah, it's about 2 hours, 15 minutes. Fred has set a new record for a fish on here, too.
Anybody want to put any bets on how long the gill net is that's on this thing? I tell you, this is... But this is straight down, though, virtually the whole time.
Oh, yeah, he hasn't moved.
Because sometimes he's gone up a little bit once he went out. Yeah, but not very much.
Yeah, 108. We're 108, guys.
When we first see this, Matt, we're going to want to get a shot of it because I think this is the first time we're ever going to see a fish stick its tongue out at us.
Learning how to move your wrist again.
Yeah. There we go. Got him going now. Got him going now.
Okay.
Yeah. We've heard that before. Let me get up there, you can see him, Dave.
There we go.
All right.
How long has that fish been on, Mark?
3 hours and 4 minutes.
That is without a doubt. That is without a doubt the record for having a fish on out here. As far as I'm concerned, for on my boat anyhow. Never had one on anywhere near that long.
Does that mean I'm your most developmentally challenged fisherman?
You're doing a perfect job on it, Fred. It's just he's a spunky fish.
Yeah. Had that pole doubled over for, well, been doubled for 3 hours, pretty close. At least that.
And you know his wrist is getting sore. He's switching it back and forth.
He's
so
changing hands.
He won't say anything, though.
He's getting there. He's getting there.
Fred's doing a great job,
Yeah.
though. He pulls it up, it pulls him down.
So you guys anxious to start fishing again?
We're waiting. It's
We've
been
been
a long lunch break.
It's been a drought. We've had a little drought here. It's Fred's taking up the majority of the afternoon now.
Back there is where the fish are. The fish are back there. See?
Well, nobody could fish. The water was far too deep. The lighthouse and the reef were a mile or two away. We had been drifting for over 3 hours.
Mention the time, Freddie?
The time? So it's about 4 minutes to 3.
Which has been how long?
About 3 minutes, or 3 hours, 6 minutes.
And the crew looks very supportive yet.
Yes,
Oh,
they
we're
are.
real supportive.
We're gonna help him real soon.
Over the
I've been
edge.
trying to grab the line and adjust the drag.
Oh, nice fish.
He's blowing bubbles.
Boy, he's a strong swimmer. So that's what he's been doing the whole time. Want to see it here, Matty? Take a look at him.
There he is.
Yep.
That's the other side of the boat. I have that many people on one
Okay.
side of the boat.
Oh boy! Okay. Well, 3 hours and about 18 minutes. Good grief.
He's a nice one. He's a nice one, guys.
It's not a world record, but
He's big.
holy cow.
He had a
he's a
lamprey
big-
on him.
Yeah.
That's what was pulling so hard, the lamprey finally.
Yeah.
You got him up.
Man, look at that hook.
Look at that
now.
mouth. What he did to it.
Wow.
Look at that jig was perfectly hooked.
Yeah, he was hooked. He'd never stayed on that long otherwise.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what he had. Oh, yeah, and that jig, I think I can get it right out there. I got that hole worked in there big enough. Oh, he's got some teeth, too.
No. Oh, yeah.
Well, that was it. That's the magic lure.
Shall we throw him in the box?
Oh, I don't know. Should we throw him back? My fingers are crossed, my legs are crossed, my toes are crossed.
Survive after all that, though.
No, he wouldn't survive.
He wouldn't
Boy,
survive.
look at the pretty
He
tail
came
on
up
it, though.
too
That's,
too fast.
Hold him up so you can see the color.
yeah.
Don't drop him in the water.
Still got spark.
Oh, yes. Boy, oh boy. So you think that's high teens?
Yeah, he's in.
What a fighter.
Awesome.
What a fighter. Look at that pretty tail. The color on the tail. It's neat. Well, that's my chore for today. I'm done, guys. We don't have to fill out my limit. Okay, now you got to see this. This is going to be pretty cool. See those?
Isn't gonna fit.
See those little fish in there? Huh? See those little lake trout? Now we'll take a look at this one. That doesn't fit. What are we gonna do? Bend his tail around.
Cut him in third.
There we go. Cool. Good job. Cool. Thank you. You got a little slime on you there.
Yeah, you can have it back.
I want to officially thank you all for your patience.
You're welcome. Oh, he's trying to get out.
Where do you want to go? Right up on that little where we started.
Congratulations. Great fish. Great.
That was a good guy. You know, it's
Good struggle.
It was. That was neat.
All right, according to Loran, we drifted 2.67 miles.
2.67 miles we drifted.
Yep.
Over water that ranged down to what, 500 and
We're 550.7 right now.
550. Wow. That was cool. That's great. My greatest lake trout fishing accomplishment. Oh, neat.
That was good.
This is the jig. It's a big boy, 1 ounce with a big twister tail on the end, but that's what we conned that lake trout into taking up at the surface. And that's what they use out there, just a jig on a line. That's what 3 hours and 18 minutes. Anyway, here's the guide report for this week. Matt Radzilowski made calls around the state. Frank at Trenton Lighthouse says that the Detroit River's been slow for walleye, but they've been getting lots of panfish and pike. Lake St. Clair, perch have been slow, but pike have been good off the docks. Port Sanilac, Roland at Nat Sportport says browns and steelhead have been slow. They've been getting some fair coho, steelhead, and browns off the wall. And smelt are showing up St. Clair River at Port Huron. Linwood, right here, Saginaw Bay, Saginaw River, in the cuts, they're getting perch where there is water, because water has been very low. Oscoda, fair steelhead fishing, fair brown trout fishing off the pier. Alpena Rockport, fishing has been slow because of bad ice. Let's take this opportunity and look at our ice map. Matt's calls around the state showed only one place in the state where there's ice you could really count on. That's up in the Marquette area, 1.5 foot. The rest of it is rotting and bad around the shores. Here at Indian River, in fact, we stopped by the other day at Bear River, and they weren't doing real hot, but they're getting just a few. Perch were good before the high winds. Muskong Bay right here, people are still out there, but the ice is going fast. Tom's Hunt and Fish in Marquette says they're getting some salmon and trout fishing in the open water here. Steelhead in Chocolate and the Carp River. Dick's Favorite Sports up in Houghton reports some lake trout fishing, and Splake have been good. Scott Superior Inn says hunting and fishing is slow. See, they have mixed snow conditions here too. Check out our snow map. We got, in fact, the only place you can really count on snow is in the Keweenaw and the Marquette area, maybe a foot or so, but once again, going fast. Gladstone, fishing is slow. Bad shore ice. Traverse City, they say it's fair. We didn't find fair fishing this past weekend. We were real slow, but they say off the Boardman River early in the morning, they're getting some good fishing. Tippy Dam, steelhead fishing has been getting better and better. Perch have been fair off the Lincoln River and steelhead limits in the Pere Marquette and the Ludington area. Whitehall, getting some steelhead in the surf, and browns have been fair trolling in Lake Michigan. Saugatuck reports some limits of steelhead and few brown trout. Captain Nichols, the big news is, down here they slammed the perch last Saturday. This is where I'm going to be fishing tomorrow morning. The boat's full, so don't even show up. But I'm going to try this early April perch fishing. That's where I'll be. This Saturday, April 3rd, is our first Sporting Dog Puppy Day of the summer at the Practical Sportsman Museum in Bath. The rules are simple. If you want to display puppies for sale, show up in the morning. There's no charge. If you want to buy a puppy, show up and look at the litters. There's no charge to shop. Bring the kids. They're good at picking out puppies, you know. Well, the whole thing is free. Well, except the puppies, of course. People have called to tell us that they're bringing litters of English Springers, Brittany's, Golden Retrievers. I know we'll have quite a few breeds represented. Our Puppy Saturdays are the first Saturday of every month at the Practical Sportsman Museum in Bath, exit 92 off I-69. And this Saturday, April 3rd, is the first puppy day of the season. Kimberly, how do you pronounce that?
Tazalowski.
Tazalowski?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good. What do you think about that, Radzalowski? Yeah, he's a Radzalowski. Isn't that cool?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Kimberly Tadzalowski from East China.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. Where's East China?
Up in Michigan.
Ah. That's right. That's right. What kind of fish did you catch?
A quillback.
What is a quillback, do you know?
White sucker, I think.
Yeah, sort of. It's in that same family. And you caught it on what?
Bell River.
Bell River, isn't that over in Ontario side?
No.
It isn't?
St. Clair.
Okay. Checking you out here. You caught that, you remember what day it was?
No.
Was it in June?
Yeah.
Okay, first week in June, June 7th.
Mm-hmm.
And you caught it on a night crawler. Were you using a bobber or what?
Yeah.
Do you fish a lot?
Yeah, pretty much.
Since when? Since how old were you when you started fishing?
5.
And you are what?
Almost 9.
Oh, so you've had quite experience in this.
Yeah.
Now, is this fish here that you got, is that the biggest fish you've ever caught?
Yeah.
Now, I notice right above this picture here is a flag of some type.
Red Wings.
What's that all about?
Well, me and my dad are a big Red Wings fan.
Who's your favorite player?
Eiserman.
Okay. What's his number?
19.
All right. How many goals has he got this year?
I don't know, but
Okay.
a lot.
That's okay. A lot, yeah. He's done real good. Now, the big question is, though, I know this fish is important and all, but this is a big question. Are we going to have a three-peat?
I don't know.
That's pretty honest. Do you think Scotty knows?
I don't know.
Who's Scotty?
The coach.
All right. Well, I tell you what, Kimberly, you're all right. Congratulations on your fish and your Red Wings knowledge. Love those stories with kids. We have lots of them to show you in the coming year. We also have the new magazine out. I mean, the issue is actually our December-January issue. We're a bit behind schedule, but we're going to pick up the pace on this. Our goal is to send them out every month. On the cover, we're going with some kid pictures, and this guy right here, that is Willis Pratt, who you met a month or so ago. Quite a character. We'll be fishing with him again this summer. But this magazine, finally out, incorporates a lot more of RVs and camping than our previous editions did. But we also have lots of hardcore outdoor information in here. The format has changed, condensed, a lot more information. And if you want a copy and you're not a member, just write to us and we'll send you one. Otherwise, get outdoors this weekend. It certainly is a great place to be. I'm going to be out fishing on the Captain Nichols. Enjoy yourself. We'll see you next week. We have a new name and a new address on the web. Our name is ARVOOM, the Recreational Vehicle Owners Organization of Michigan. We're still focused on hunting and fishing, but we're doing it by traveling in recreational vehicles.
soon.
Over the edge. I've been trying to grab the line and adjust the drag.
Pretty good.
Oh, nice fish.
He's blowing bubbles.
Boy, he's a strong swimmer. So that's what he's been doing the whole time. Want to see it here, Matty? Take a look at him.
There he is.
Yep.
That's the other side of the boat. I have that many people on
Okay.
one boat.
Oh boy! Oh boy!